What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Now, if you've ever had trouble finding a gift for somebody around the holidays, that's what I'm going to try and help you out with today. Whatever you do, don't be the person, guy or girl or kid, walking through the department store and you see those little stands set up around Christmas time that have all that weird kind of junk that you would find at some almost like dollar store. Whatever you do, don't buy anything that's on those tables. It's probably going to end up in one place, and that would be the trash can. Now, for those of us like-minded people out there that are into pretty much anything outdoors, there is a lot of crossover there when it comes to things that we would not only want for gifts, but that we would actually use that can be pretty dang cost effective. And everything I'm going to talk about here on the list, from knives to storage to medical supplies to some pants, are pretty much all available on Amazon. And the reason for that is nothing makes your holiday shopper easier than just ordering and having it shipped to the house or to whatever address you want to hide it at before the holidays. So without any further waste of your time, let's go ahead and get into what I think are the top 10, at least my personal top 10 gifts that I think either male or female or kid that you might be into if you are one of those outdoors hunters, boaters, fishers, anything like that, survivalists that you may be interested in and or just need for your kit. The first items we're going to get into are definitely going to be knives. Now, you can get any kind of knife your heart desires. There are a couple of knives here that I'll show you that I have used over the years and then I like, and then some of those name brands out there that I trust. Some of those name brands are definitely going to be Spyderco, Cold Steel, and there are various others, Kershaw, and they all have varying different levels of quality control. So this specific one here is one of my actually kind of favorite knives. You take a quick look at that thing. It's called the AK-47 by Cold Steel, and I've had this knife for a very long time and it's turned out to be very good. Good quality blade, good steel, not too expensive. I want to say this one specifically on Amazon comes in right around 99 bucks. Now, for those of you that are more into the kind of tactical cool knives, we have something like this, which is going to be an opening karambit. Varying kind of blade styles out there. Like I said, whatever your guy or girl is into, you can definitely find something like that. These are just things to open up your eyes out there. Now, that knives kind of segues us into the next item, which is gonna be some form of multi-tool. Now, for my military and law enforcement guys out there, or my outdoorsmen, survivalists, or anything, these things can be massively helpful out there in a pinch, or just on your duty belt or anything like that. And you've got a ton of options. This one specifically is my Leatherman Sidekick. I've had this for a couple years. Great product. It's got a blade, it's got your pliers on it, it's got your screwdrivers and all those options, and it's just a solid setup and it doesn't break the bank. Now, when it comes to multi-tools like the Leatherman, you can get all the way up into over the $200 range for them, but this one is definitely a budget item, and it's something that you're probably going to use, get a lot of use out of, and then when you break it, you just buy a new one because it wasn't that expensive up front. Now, kind of its counterpart when it comes to the world of multi-tools is probably going to be the Gerber. Now, Gerber's got a pretty dang good name. I've always been more of a fan of Leatherman, but I think that kind of has to do with which military service you were in, because it seems to me a lot of guys I know in the Marines really love the Gerbers. Guys in the Army really love the Leathermans. But, personal choice, up to you. They both have good things about them. Both have the same, pretty much same amount of tools. Both flip open. You've got your spring-loaded pliers there. You got screwdrivers in there, knives in there, bottle openers in there, which is very important for most of us out there. So definitely a cool thing. And this one happens to be the Gerber suspension. Now, both of these are right around just over that $50 mark. I think you can actually find them a little cheaper, just depending on where they are. And I will leave links for all of this stuff for you guys down below if you're interested in any of it. It's all YouTube safe links because it's all coming from Amazon. Now, one of the coolest things out there is a while back, a multi-tool company started to get into something like, straight pistol tools like this one from Real Avid. And it's directly related to doing maintenance on, like, say, your Glock or something like that. So you've got a screwdriver holder, you've got a bit holder here on the end. This one, specific one, is the pistol tool, has a scraper on it. You've got your bits right here, got Allen wrenches in there. It's a really cool little design. And then, of course, you do have a blade on this back end side over here. A lot of good stuff, and for the price, tough to beat something like that because it's just a dang handy tool to have around with you. Different tools on it, but this one's a little bit more specific than the others for sure. Now, something that a lot of us don't think about as necessarily a gift, but we probably should think about more, and this would be kind of a good time to get into, is going to be some basic food storage. Now, there are two brands of food storage that I've used over the years besides like an MRE type stuff. And I buy these because they generally last a little bit longer than the MREs. And MREs is always kind of a mixed bag of fruit when you buy the box. You may or may like the ones, you may or may not like the ones that you get in that package. So with some kind of dry food storage or something like that, you get to pick the meals that you want. One of the brands is going to be Mountain House. And I know a lot of people know this brand. I've used these for camping. I take it out fishing sometimes with me if I'm going to stay overnight in the lake. And I keep a bunch of them in the house just because you never know what's going to happen. Any kind of natural disaster, and you've all seen the videos of run-on food stores and the food's gone. So something like this, and then water storage as well, is definitely going to tide you over. And Mountain House is one of those brands. This is the spaghetti and meat sauce. It's actually pretty good. I've eaten it when I just didn't want to cook. All you do is heat some water up in the microwave or on the stove or over your camp stove or whatever, and you throw it in there, let it sit, rehydrates that food, and you eat away. Now, one of the other names that I've used in that is going to be Wise, and this is probably a very well-known brand as well. And this is just one of their month food supply packs. Pretty good deal on both of these brands. Now, in my opinion, you probably get a little bit more with the Wise from what I have experienced, but I do think that the Mountain House stuff does taste just a little bit better. Either way, a supply pack like this is pretty dang cheap, and it's gonna hold you off for a while. And then I do believe this one actually comes with a large heater in it as well that you can reuse and heat your food time after time if you don't have something small like a camp stove. Now, I wouldn't recommend these for a daily diet. You're not supposed to eat these things forever, but it's definitely great in a pinch, whether you're an outdoors person, just didn't want to bring food out camping with you, or whether you just want to pack it light and don't bring cooking utensils with you, and all you want to bring is like a spork. You can get away with either Mountain House or the Wise stuff pretty much any time, especially if those natural disasters do come your way. Now, something else that I think a lot of people are going to be into is something like this DDT Sling Bag right here. Now, I have a full review on this. This is my EDC bag. It's my gym bag. It carries my weapon, it carries knives, carries everything in here. I got med kits in here, and it goes with me everywhere that I go. Very, very simple sling bag. Got a very nice, thick, padded buckle here on the back, and it's really solid. It's got internal Velcro, so you can put something like this, which is a Maxpedition pistol holder and a magazine holder in there. Although it does come with its own little holster, just kind of like these Maxpedition ones a little bit better. And these actually can double for safe storage as well, as long as you have a carpet lined safe. You can store your pistols or whatever you want, magazines, on the doors or up against the sides of the wall, as long as you have something that Velcro will stick to. Now, as far as this bag goes, they do have discreet versions. I will list all of them down below for you. This one, you know, it's covered in moly, looks a little bit more tactical, and they do have some very nice kind of charcoal looking ones that you really can't tell are anything tactical, and they maintain the pockets and the thick zippers and the quality that their regular assassin bags do. So definitely something pretty much anybody would use. I love mountain biking with this thing. I take it everywhere, take it camping, take it hunting, take it in my truck every day, like I said, and it's just been an absolutely great bag at a pretty dang budget price compared to others. Now, at some point in time, with all of the stuff that those of us outdoor minded people have, we run out of storage, whether it's in our safe, in our closet, or in our garage, or we just got boxes full of stuff. So we need something like this. Now, this is a large Plano storage box that I generally throw loose ammo in or anything like that. And then when I'm not using this or a smaller one, I got a smaller one inside. So I store a storage box inside of a storage box, but put this one down. So these are definitely pretty nice. They're weather sealed, very, very easy to open like that. A little weather seal around the top, and you can store anything in there, whether it's outdoor gear, hunting gear, fishing gear, camping gear, anything you want. I've got these, I use them for ammo, I use them for fishing stuff, use them for tackle and bait or whatever out there. You can literally stick anything you want. They are stackable, and they're pretty dang durable and cheap. And they sell these anything from the big one, like this one. This was kind of the normal sized one, or the 5.56 size, I think is what they call it. And they're good, and they last a long time because they're that really kind of thick, you know, moldable plastic. Or you can get the metal ones as well. Either way, these work really good as a storage solution for pretty much anything, especially if you want to keep it dry. Throw a couple of those salt packs you get from packages in there, and it'll keep whatever you want in there dry for quite a long time. Something that we all need, no matter what the circumstances, just around the house, whether your power goes out, some form of natural disaster, out in the woods, camping, hunting, fishing, anything like that, you need a good handheld light. Now, there are a ton of brands out there. One of them, probably most well-known, Surefire. Now, this is the polymer version, the G2. Awesome lights, very high lumen rating these days, very, very budget friendly. Now, some people that want to spend $10 for a flashlight might have sticker shock when they spend 60 or 70, but this light will last you a decade or longer, and all you got to do is replace the batteries. There are other options out there that are absolutely blazing bright, kind of like this O-light that I believe is like 1800 lumens, and it'll pretty much burn your retina out if you point it at somebody. And it's just a different level of quality. It's a Chinese-made light as compared to the Surefire, which is an American-made light. And they're rechargeable, so that's pretty cool. That's one up there. The problem there is the battery goes bad on you. You're kind of stuck with a light that doesn't work anymore. So one of the other options that I have is another rechargeable light that actually came out long before O-light was in existence. And that was from Asp, and it was one of their triad lights. I think they still have these things around. Either way, they're good stuff. But out of these three, you can pick what you want. But when it comes to a light that I want to use long term or in a natural disaster or beat it up, throw it around, it's probably going to be that Surefire just because of that name brand and the fact that you can pretty much dang near run these things over with a tank and they're going to keep working for you. Now, every one of us out there at some point is going to wear a pair of pants, especially for my tactical people, competition guys, anything like that, outdoorsmen. And a good quality belt is definitely something you need to look into. But there's just so many different kinds. You got the Core Essentials over here. You got the Blue Alpha Gear Cobra buckle here. And the Bravo Concealment Cinturon belt right here. And they serve different purposes. Looking for something a little dressier? That's where that Cinturon may come in, although it can work for an EDC belt. Then Core Essentials has really got you covered with a very nice dress belt like this one over here. Or that tactical belt like this X5 one over here on the right. Either way, Core Essentials really makes some nice belts. Now, if you're looking for that camping, hunting, fishing, tactical, or range belt, it is really tough to beat the Blue Alpha Gear belts with that Cobra buckle. These things are made in the USA. They are made like tanks. They're very sturdy, very stiff, and they're pretty dang awesome. This specific one, the Hybrid EDC with that small buckle, actually fits through your normal jean loops, so that's pretty dang cool. But every one of us out there needs a solid belt, whether it's going to be holding a holster inside or outside the waistband, and it just depends on what you're looking for. Like I said, tactical outdoors, maybe dress EDC, or something to kind of bridge the gap like the Bravo Concealment one. Either way, probably well served to get your significant other something to keep their britches up in public. Now that belt leads us right into the next item, which is going to be a solid pair of some kind of outdoor or tactical pants. Now these specific ones here are the Ascent pants by TriStar. Now I like these because they've got a whole bunch of pockets on them. They have that kind of stretchy material to them. They've got an elastic waistband, so if you're sticking things inside your waistband, it's not going to be overly tight. And they've just been solid. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my expensive tactical pants too, and I wish I could have 25 pairs of Crye Precision pants laying around. Seems to be every time I buy a set of $250 tactical pants, I tear them. I don't know why. Whereas I've had these TriStar ones for probably about 2 years now, and I've worn them to a ton of training, and I haven't put a hole in them yet. So I don't know what it is with me. It's kind of like when you buy sunglasses. You buy some cheap ones on the way to the float down the river or the lake from a gas station, they last you a decade. Buy a brand new set of Oakleys, you wear them one day, they fall off your head and you scratch the heck out of them. I don't know what it is, but that seems to be my curse. If it's yours as well, let me know in the comments. So the TriStar Ascent pants, stretchy material, comfortable, plenty of pockets, internal storage on the pockets, good stuff, very, very budget friendly. And they've got several different options and colors. This just happens to be a pair in the gray, but you can get them in whatever you want. Those of us that have a lot of stuff, when we open our safe up, it kind of vomits on us. We got to start thinking about ideas of how to store things a little better. And there's just a bunch of solutions out there, from magnets that hang on the wall, and I've reviewed a couple of those, to like the Maxpedition pouches that I showed that not only work in your EDC Velcro bag, they also work on the interior of the safe. You got other things that'll go in there or on the outside. One thing that's actually really cool is this snap safe hanger. Now it's magnetized on the back, both the top and the side, and I can tell you this thing is probably like 60, 70 pounds of pressure on that safe with the strength of those magnets. And you can hang whatever you want on the sides, whether it's your tactical gear, your belts, or anything like that. But it will take a pretty dang good amount of weight on it. Now for the inside, that's where we really get down to needing as much space as possible. Now if you're into it, you can hang all your two-way handheld stuff, if you know what I'm talking about, from something like this. It fits right over the top shelf or the mid shelf or something. And then you put the barrel through here and it hangs. That way it's out of the way and not just laying there on one of your shelves. Or you can buy something like this, which is just a rack that sits in the safe. You put it up against the back wall like this, and then you hang everything on it from the barrel right there. Pretty good solutions. Both of these are from hold-up displays. I've had these for quite some time. I've had zero issues, and it gives you the opportunity to hold a lot more in a small space and keep things out of the way so you're not knocking stuff over or having to pretty much unload everything you have to get to something in the back or on one of the sides. Now, something that we should all have in our cars, in our range bags, or around the house specifically is medical gear. Now, I've got a review on this specific medical pouch. This is the Vanquish one. It's a little bit pricey for some people. And I throw in with the medical gear, I throw in my ear protection because hearing's kind of a medical thing. So these are just the Howard lights, really awesome ear probe, very budget friendly, electronic, very thin. You can hook up an iPod to them or listen to music while you're doing whatever you're doing, because these are for everybody. You work on a construction site, you work on the side of the road, you're out there doing whatever, and it's a lot of noise in a shop or a weld or anything like that. These are pretty dang good. They're gonna save that hearing for you throughout the years, and they're electronic, so you can turn the volume up and down so you can hear people around you and have a conversation with these ear pro on like it's not even there pretty much. Now, when it comes back to the medical kit, we all need something like this. Now, what I would suggest at minimum, even if you just throw it in a bag, you're gonna need something like a little bandage, an Israeli bandage, and a tourniquet, and probably some quick clot, or even something just as simple as a rat's tourniquet, or anything like that, or an adventure medical kit. Something like this is going to help safeguard you. It's going to help safeguard your family and those around you when you're outdoors or doing something, because generally outdoors activity is when a lot of us get injured, even if just by accident. Those things are going to happen whether we want them to or not, and we need to be ready with something like a solid medical kit to help us out. Now, we'll leave links for all of the stuff in this medical kit down below, but at minimum, I would always say carry some quick clot with you, carry a tourniquet, and then of course always have some form of communication and let people know where you are. Now, I really hope that helps you guys out. Pick something for your kids, your significant others, your parents, your kid, whatever you're into. Get them something that they're going to use, that they're going to like, that's going to make sense for them, that's not going to break the bank. If I had to give you one bonus item, I would say training, whether it's medical or firearms related, safety, anything like that. Go out and take a college class in something different. Go get some form of ongoing training, even if it's just for fun or for life or anything like that. It's going to make you a better person in the end and leave you more informed than when you showed up, obviously. So everything, we'll have links down below for you guys to check them out. It's all Amazon friendly. They will ship it right to your house. Let me know if you liked or didn't like anything that was in the video, or if you have a better option. Let the audience know. That's part of what you're here for and what I'm here for, is to bring out options for people to help them out, make decisions, or let them know what's good and what's not good. You guys get out there and have some fun. Check some of these things out if you're interested, and I will see you guys on the next one.